Today, we are going to make some grass. No, I'm not in Colorado, so it's not going to be that kind of grass. It's our techniques that are so simple and sensible, your mowers will practically build themselves. Hello folks, it's Mad Dog Merv. Welcome to today's show. Today we're going to look at that 1965 Mustang in 1/16 scale. So remember we had reviewed that some time ago. I had a question. Were we going to go with orange or were we going to go with blue? Well, I've answered that question. Let me see here. We decided, I can't find my orange off the top of my head here, but what we decided on was this blue here. So I was walking by, it says custom blue metallic flake. I was in Slobby Lobby and I was walking by the paint and I saw this and I went, oh, I bet that's going to look really cool. So I went ahead and sprayed the Mustang with it, and sure enough, yeah, it looks really cool. We got a part here. Let's pull one of these parts and just show you real quick. Ooh, fly hit the the bug zapper. So here you go. I mean, this is a beautiful, beautiful blue. This looks a lot like in high school there was a young man named James Meekum. He had a darker blue I think it was a 66 Mustang that he wrecked, and it went into the shop. He got it repaired and repainted, and when it was repainted, it was this beautiful medium blue. I always wanted to paint my Cougar that color, and I wound up finding some spray cans at Checker back in the day and painted my car with these spray cans, a color really similar to that. And then, of course, I was big into flames, so I put a flame job on my Cougar. Well, I decided to go ahead and paint this 1/16 scale Mustang blue, like James' car was. But I was feeling very nostalgic about my 40 years since I graduated high school, and nostalgic about my first Cougar. I thought it would be fun to do a flame job. Now, what really put me over the top was Pete's Model Car Customs. My friend Pete over in England, he was doing a Nomad, painted it black, and it's it's kind of a cartoons type of car. It's really cool looking, but he did this flame job on it that really struck a chord with me, and I went, oh, I'm gonna do flames. I'm gonna do flames on this Mustang. So painted the Mustang blue, laid out a flame job very similar to the original flames that I had on my 68 Cougar, and went ahead and painted the flames on. So we're going to show you the process that I used. Now, in that whole process, in that whole thing that I did, I ran into one little problem. And then there's this Armor Yellow, which is the Union Pacific color. This is the DNRG color. And it has directions on here, which I didn't bother to follow. Anyway, beautiful paints. They look good. But I've had some issues with spraying them on some of my railroad equipment. And it has to do with the adhesion. So I guess there's a learning curve that I need to go through. I had kind of forgotten that when I sprayed this Mustang. We're going to show you the results and kind of what happened. So this is kind of a how to do flames and kind of a how not to do flames all at the same time. So stick with Mad Dog Merv and let's check out this flame job on this 1/16 scale Mustang.
Here is my inspiration back in, I want to say 1980, 81. I decided on my 68 Cougar I wanted flames. Before I had any kind of a paint job other than just some dark gray primer, I went ahead and laid out these flames on the fenders. I hadn't done the hadn't done the hood yet, and went ahead and sprayed these with some spray paint. And believe it or not, the red and the orange is actually model paint sprayed through my airbrush at the time. I was 16 years old. Then I finally laid out some flames on the hood and painted those, and then painted the rest of the car with a few rattle cans. It took like 6 or 7 rattle cans from Checker of this beautiful blue that I found. That was kind of the first paint job that my car really had. Yeah, spray can paint job with the flames. But you see how it turned out. Now, several years later, I had a 67 Cougar, and I decided to prime it. It was a nasty green, and I went ahead and primed it and tried my hand at flames again. And this was the second flame job that I did. Yeah, not too bad either. But again, this is, you see, much of the same type of pattern here. So that's going to be my inspiration for what I'm going to do to this 1/16th scale Mustang, building like a 1980s Mustang. So this is the color I found. I was at Hobby Lobby and decided on this beautiful blue metallic. Remember, this is the car that I had asked folks, should I paint it orange or blue, and it was pretty much divided right in half. So here's how it looks. I used my 2X primer to prime it, and then I shot this, a couple of coats with this, and let it dry for several days. And you can see this is this is just some dust that got on it afterwards. There's no dust in the paint. It was actually very, very beautiful color. So I decided the best way would be to take some Tamiya tape and lay it out on my table, on my glass table, and draw the flame pattern that I wanted that was going to be on the sides and on the top. And then what I was going to do is take a razor blade and actually cut this out. So that's exactly what I did. And you can see, as I start on this side in taping it, it's turning out pretty good and looking very similar to what I had on the original car. Yeah, not too bad. The tape adheres very well, but I did run into one little problem, and that is I hadn't measured quite perfectly, and so it wasn't quite symmetrical on the other side, and that's probably more realistic to my work anyway. So I went ahead, and I think I used 1200 grit sanding pad to go ahead and rough this up. In hindsight, this paint's very hard. I probably should have used like 400 grit and been very careful, but I wasn't. I went ahead and I took the Armor Yellow from True Color, and I had forgotten that it does have some adhesion issues anyway, let alone I didn't prep the paint as well as I should have. But you see the color. It's absolutely beautiful. I thinned it with a little bit of lacquer thinner, and man, it sprays great. It looked really, really good on here. I felt it was the perfect yellow, a little bit darker than what I had on my Cougar, but perfect for what I really wanted it to look like. I did have to check periodically, make sure the tape was adhering properly, and then I went ahead and mixed up some of this Tester's high visibility red orange with a little bit of the Armor Yellow, and yeah, it mixed together fine, especially with lacquer thinner. And this was the orange that I went ahead and sprayed on with my airbrush, and I just used my Iwata Eclipse airbrush, and it turned out pretty well. As you can see, got the pattern pretty much the way that I wanted it. And then I took some Insignia Red from Model Master, went ahead and thinned that with some the lacquer thinner, and tried to get it as fine as I could and right along the edge as best as I could. And you kind of see the results there. Again, not too bad. I'm happy with how it turned out. So after I finished all 3 of these colors, I didn't let it sit for very long. I don't know, maybe 30 minutes, and I went ahead and took the tape off. And you could see that there was some places where the tape, a little bleed through, but all in all, pretty well. I can touch this up, and I can put like a black pinstripe on. It's going to be just fine. The hood turned out pretty well. Again, this is the kind of pattern I wanted, similar to what I had done on my other cars. So I'm pleased with it, but I ran into an adhesion problem. And as you can see right here, well, on this side, a little bit of the paint came up with with my mask. So I'm going to have to go back and touch this up. I haven't quite figured how I'm going to do it, but don't worry. It won't be that difficult. It really won't be. So we'll get that done. But very important that you prep your paint before you start spraying. So, hey, thank you, folks. Appreciate you watching, and we'll see you again soon.